Hello, Juan here from trying to rebuild from scratch, which is cool. It's the beginning of the month, 5th of May, and the beginning of the week. And typically what happens to me is as I tend to do research and talk to people and read things and gather more information about the problem space, then things change, right? And that's okay. So what I do with this kind of beginning of the month, I call it is more like what's going to be my focus operating rhythm. So where do I want to focus? You can do it every 2 weeks, you can do it every month, but what I'm going to do is like, okay, it's okay if some things work and didn't work last month, it's fine. Now what we're going to do is we're going to need to refocus into what do we need to do in order to get the most out of May. And it's just to give me a little bit of a frame and some headspace to keep going as opposed to dwelling on just things that may have not worked. So the theme for the month, it's definitely going to be, I need to get into market. I need to test things. I need to gather a signal, and I need to reclaim the flow of the things that I'm trying to do within this problem space. So I had 2 ideas. I'm exploring one, done research, and I need to figure out a way of literally testing the value proposition. I don't have a solution, a product or a service yet. The value proposition of what I think this could look like in market. So when I look at that, there is clarity, which is I need to finalize this month and taste the value props. 2 to 3 landing pages for my 3 buyer personas that I have or users. And I want to try to have some paid ads as well to attract some of that audience. Then when it comes down to my content, I'm building a bit of that and conversations around this space and what I'm doing on rebuilding from scratch, keeping it 1 to 2 videos a week and a few cuts here and there. I want to try to keep it meaningful. As you've heard me saying, it feels quite siloed, but it does give me a structure, so I will continue to do that. The other thing I'm always looking is monetization, so where is the funds will come in, and that's when I need to start to work on MVP too. So if you think about it, you have the problem space, which I'm investigating, value proposition, a notion of who the users could be. And then the MVP concept is, okay, what does the solution, what's the minimum viable product experience service? What's the minimum that I could ship into market that I could use those people that I've been talking to? And that's just, and then that will come at a very basic structured price, right? When you start something, I think a pilot program tends to work really well, but I don't have anything yet there. So I need to work on that. And then as a founder, personal growth, inevitably, I am looking at going deeper into AI workflows, integrations, and N88 and Lovable, and all this fun stuff where I start an agents AI, so I can start to build knowledge and practice. How do I integrate these tools a bit better? And that's something really exciting. One big priority for this is I'm going to launch landing page 1 in market this week, end of this week. It's not about perfection. It will have paid traffic, and it's just more about, I need to look at it as I'm just going to try to find a signal. I'm not selling anything anyway. It's just finding a bit of a signal. So that's the priority, right? Because I've been holding back, and when you love your craft and you overthink too much, that's not very helpful. The energy and the mindset that I'm gonna have to do, and this is for share my emotions, I will expect some level of friction, right? Some level of energy going up and down, as I've experienced before, and it's okay. So I'm already trying to prep my brain to, we're gonna go through that. It's gonna happen, and it's okay. It's part of it. The other thing is I'm gonna focus more on, I'm just gonna do experiments. You don't need to make a decision, and you will learn from those experiments. So by having 1 page live rule with some paid ads or a different way, maybe I can attract people to read and look and share with me their thoughts. It's good enough of a test. If I can put messaging with a CTA to the people that I'm thinking these would be useful for, great, that's a test. The operating principles for the month. What would be the operating principles? So this is just so I don't get ultra distracted, but I want things done as opposed to perfect. Perfection doesn't exist. So done as opposed to perfect. Things don't need to be ultra polished, but good enough to make sense. I want to ship fast and reflect on a weekly basis. Now we've heard this a lot every time from big tech companies, ship fast and fix as you go. I'm not shipping tech. I'm not shipping a service. I'm just want to go fast to understand if there's something that people would be interested in. Which, by the way, with some of the interviews that I've had and people that I'm talking, there's something there. So it's pretty cool. And I wanted to try to figure out a way of how do I bring AI to help me a bit more. And I know there's a learning curve which will slow things down, which is not great, and a lot of maybe technicalities that I need to do when it comes to integration, AI governance, AI security, and profile and permission management. Not super fun, but I think that will slow things down. But I also think over the long term, maybe that's where I'm going to start to find some speed. I will have my 3 rituals in the week, which the Monday, it's my CEO reset, where I look at progress and how I feel about my goals and how am I going. On Wednesday, I have my momentum check, which is looking at how we're tracking with the paid ads, with landing pages, what am I learning, and all that fun stuff. And on Fridays, I have a look at my incredible founder fuel and reflection, which is where I look at have I learned something, so I hold myself accountable. Did I do any workflow automation kind of learning? Am I integrating AI to some extent? Or it could be something very kind of personal around, am I doing any particular podcast on leadership or on meditation, whatever it is. And that's going to be the focus for the month. Fingers crossed I get all the way to have maybe a concept for an MVP on a very simple pilot program. Thank you for watching and have an amazing day. Ciao!